Hello guys, welcome to this channel. So in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to draft a three-part corset top with a yoke. So if this looks like what you would want to learn, please kindly like, subscribe to this channel. Do well by turning on your notification bell so you can get notified when next you upload new tutorials. So this is going to be the part one, the drafting. In our next tutorial, I'll be learning how to sew this together. Okay, so please watch this video to the end, subscribe to our channel, okay, and invite others to subscribe as well. Please like this video so that YouTube can make it go viral, so that other soulmates can get to watch this video as well. Guys, let's get straight into the video. So right now I'm going to be drafting my basic bodies. I just marked 1 inch to get my start line. That will be my shoulder line. Okay, so from the shoulder line I'll be marking my bust point, which is 10 inches. Then also I'll be marking from my shoulder to my under bust, which is 13.5 inches. So I'll just go ahead and rule out the two lines. Okay, this is our bust point and this is our under bust. So I'll place my tape at the shoulder and I'll be marking the half length from my shoulder to my waist, which is 17. So the front half length is 17. Okay, the front half length is 17, the back half length is 16. So I went ahead to measure the full length of my top, which is 24.5. Now my shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, and I went ahead to mark and I came down by 1 inch and I'll connect to my neck width, which is 2.5, to get my shoulder slant. So out from the bust point I'm going to be going up by 1.5 to get my chest line. Okay, so go ahead and connect like so. So I'll take the measurement I have on my shoulder, which is 7.5. I'm going to be marking it on my chest line just to get my armhole line. Okay, so go ahead and connect like so. So right now get the midpoint of this armhole line, which is 7.5 divided by 2. I'll go in by half of an inch or 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to divide my round bust measurement by 4. What I have is 9, so I'm just going to connect from to get my armhole curve. So our nipple to nipple measurement is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I went ahead to mark 4 on the bust point down to the hem of our blouse. So on the waistline I went ahead to mark half of an inch for our dart intake, and at the bust point I'll come down by 1 inch in order to connect my dart line. So I'm going to extend the same thing to the hem of our blouse. So at the neckline I'm going to get the midpoint between these two and I'm going to connect to my bust point. Okay, so this is it. So go ahead and connect like you see me doing. At the under bust I'm going to be marking half of an inch from our dart line. Mark half of an inch. Okay, please, you're not going to be marking from the center line. No, I'm going to be marking just like you see me doing, half of an inch from each side. Then I'm going to connect to that point where we marked, came down by 1 inch, just to get my curve. So can you see, this is what it looks like. Then I'm going to be connecting straight. At this point I didn't know it was not well captured. Please, I think with time you'll see it better, but this is it. Just go ahead and connect straight down to the hem of your pattern paper, to the full length I mean. So guys, the next thing, I'm going to determine how high I want my yoke to be. So I'll be marking 6.5 for our upper chest line. So we are going to be doing our over bust tightening there. Okay, this is our upper chest line. So you can decide to use your chest line, but I don't want this to be too revealing. Okay, so this totally depends on you. That's why I use 6.5. You can use 7. So I went ahead to take that intake I have on my under bust, which is 1.5. I'm going to be dividing it into 3. I'll mark half towards the center front and I'll mark 1 inch towards the side front, and I'll connect just like you see me doing. Okay, so I'm going to come down by 1 inch from this end, or from the top. What I have is 7.5. So I want to get my sweetheart neck. So from that point I'm going to mark half of an inch first to get that dividing line that you normally have, at the center of our corset. Okay, so I'm just going to mark half of an inch, then I'm going to connect just like you see me doing. Please don't make it too curvy. Okay, so just connect like so. So this is one of our cup. Okay, so I'm going to now tighten this because I want our cup to sit well. So we don't want gaping, we want to avoid gaping. So I marked quarter of an inch. So we are not going to be using this first one, we are going to be using the second line. So I'm going to measure. What I have is 4. When you measure this other one, we have to increase it, else by the time you join it you have shortage. So in order to avoid that, we increased it. So I'm going to connect from that point to this other end to get my sweetheart neck. So I'm going to get the midpoint from this armhole line, then I'll come down by half of an inch, then I'm going to connect like so. Okay, so from this point I'm just going to be connecting to get, I'm just going to place my curve to get the second curve. Okay, please, your bust is fuller at the side, so we need more space to accommodate the boobs. So I'm just going to connect also. Just watch what I'm doing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, make sure you blend this to avoid any pointed area. Okay, so guys, remember our round bust measurement is divided by 4 is 9. So this dart intake, we are going to replace it back because we'll be cutting it off, which is half of an inch, and I went ahead to add 2 extra inch for our allowance. On the waistline, I'm going to divide my waist measurement by 4. What I have is 8, and the dart intake we have is 1.5. I'm going to add 2 inches for our side seam allowance, and I'll go ahead and connect like so. Okay, so at the hem of our blouse, can you see what I was showing you earlier on? I want to connect my dart straight. So our upper hip measurement divided by 4 I marked, then the dart intake is 1 1/4, and I added 2 inches seam allowance. So go ahead and connect like so. Okay, this is actually easy and not difficult. So now I'm going to be, since our front half length is 17 and the back half length is 16, the difference is 1 inch. So I came down by 1 inch on the bust line, and I'm going to connect to the bust point just like you see me doing. Okay, this is to avoid, we want the sides to be equal. So I'm going to be closing up my side dart. So I'm going to cut through the center line just like you see me doing. When you get to the bust point, you stop and you close up your side dart. Okay, so use your tape it down, and I'm going to be marking, I'm going to blend this up a little, and also for this side I'm going to connect like so. Just go ahead and blend it up to avoid short edge. And guys, we are almost through with this aspect. So since this is going to be a 3-part corset, from this side I'll be coming down by 2 inch, or it totally depends on you. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. So I'll be using from this side, I'll be marking 2 inch. You can mark 1 inch, you can mark 1.5. So I later marked 1.5 from here. And at this center line, I'll be using the center line as well. So I went ahead to connect it. So for this other end, like I said, you can use 2 inch, you can use 3 inch. It totally depends on you. But I just want to make use of this line. Okay, can you see that? I just want to make use of this existing line. That's what I want. So I went ahead to label it, and I also put my illustration so that when I cut this, they are going to look the same. You don't want to mix any parts up. So this is it, guys. We are almost through with this aspect. So just go ahead and label it. Make sure you label, then cut out just like you see me doing. Okay, so please make sure you indicate the upper part from the down part. So this is up, this is the side. So, and also you do the same thing, up, side, and the arrows should be pointing towards each other. So just go ahead, label it so that you will not make any mistake when joining or when sewing. Okay, So guys, this is it. If you are here to subscribe to this channel, please do help by subscribing. Make sure you label this is up, down, side. Okay, just label it the way it will be easy for you to understand. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't. And this is the yoke. So if you want yoke, you can go ahead and cut this out, but if you don't want any yoke, that's totally fine. So the neck width I'll be using is 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, so you can use 3 by 3 inches, but I went ahead to use 3.5 by 3.5. So go ahead and cut out. Okay, so guys, this is what it looks like. So guys, for this part where I wrote one, I'm going to be placing them together. I'm going to make it one piece instead of making it two piece. Okay, remember it's three part corset, so I'm going to blend them, make them into one piece like this, and transfer it into a new pattern paper. So just go ahead and trace it just like you see me doing. Okay, trace into a new pattern paper so that it will be very easy for us. Can you see? So this is, make sure you indicate the upper part, the down part, the center front, and the side front. This will enable you to stitch well. So can you see, this is a three-part corset. So next we'll be drafting the back. For the back, I'm going to be marking 1.5 inch for our zipper allowance. For those that want zipper at the back, okay, I'm doing this for the sake of those that want zipper. So I'll go ahead and indicate my bust point. From my bust point, you go up by 1.5 to get your chest line. So I've gone ahead to mark my chest line, although we don't need the bust point for the back since the back doesn't have bust. So I will mark my half length, which is 16. Remember, our front half length is 17 while the back half length is 16. So this is our half length. And also I'll determine for the front pattern, from the waist to the hem is 6 1/4. So I'll mark the same thing from the waistline to the hem, which is 6 3/4. Also, our shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I came down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope. Okay, just the same thing we did at the front. So you take the measurement you have on your shoulder, you mark on your chest line, and you are just going to connect like so to get your armhole line. Now I'm going to divide my round bust measurement by 4, which is 9 inch. I'll go ahead and connect to my armhole line. Okay, so this is my armhole curve. Our bust bar measurement is 8, remember, so divided by 2 is 4. I went ahead to mark 4 inch all the way down. Then the dart intake is 1 inch, so I'll be marking half of an inch on both sides. Okay, making it 1 inch. Then I'll just go ahead and connect from my chest line down to the waistline and also to the hem of my blouse. So the neck width that we are using is 3.5, right? Then the neck depth for the back is 1 inch. So this the neck for the back is going to have a button, two button. So I'll be marking 2 inches from this point. So, and it's going to be a keyhole neck. Okay, so on the chest line, I can decide to use 4 inches. I can decide to use my dart line, or if I don't want the back to be too open, I can decide to use 3 inches. Okay, or I can even make it to be more than that 4 inch if you want it to be wider, but I'll just be using this dart line. Okay, so just go ahead and connect from that point, that 2 inches that we marked. Go ahead and blend it to your dart line. Can you see, guys? This is it. So now I'm going to locate a point on my shoulder line, and I'm just going to get you can get the midpoint like so, or locate any point, connect like so. So want to tighten this or upper this part to avoid gaping. Okay, to avoid gaping, and what I have is 3/4 of an inch, so it's totally okay for me. So we'll be closing it up later on. So I'm going to extend this chest line. So if you want to add zipper behind, this is where it's your zip is going to start, because this part is going, we're going to be cutting it off. Okay, so for this I'll not be using zipper, I'll be using loop. So I'm going to be marking 2 inches. Okay, I'll be marking 2 inches from here, and at this end I marked 1.5. So you can mark 2 inches on both sides, but I just want it slanty. We'll be cutting this part out. So this is where we'll be adding our loops. Okay, this is where we'll be adding our loops to. So this is totally okay. Now remember our round bust measurement is 36 divided by 4, 9. So I'll add 2 inches for our side seam allowance. On the waistline, I'm going to be dividing my waist measurement by 4. So I'm going to be placing my measurement after the zipper allowance place. So you mark 8. So the dart intake is 1 inches, right? So I'm going to replace it back 1. Then I'll add 2 inches side seam allowance. Go ahead and connect like so. So for this other part, I'm going to extend our half length from this dart. Just go ahead and extend it all the way down. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'll divide my round upper hip measurement by 4. Please, you're not using this slanty line, a bit slanted line, sorry. Please go ahead and use the straight line. Okay, then you replace your dart and add 2 inches. Your round hip measurement divided by 4, replace your dart, then you add 2 inches side seam allowance. I'm going to connect from your waistline to your hip line. Guys, can you see? This is what it looks like. So this is our center back, this is our side back, okay, and this is our yoke. So we are almost through with this. I'll just go ahead and cut out just like you see me doing. So guys, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well by subscribing to the channel, okay? So just go ahead and cut out like you see me doing. And also I'll be indicating the upper part from the down part. Okay, so this is the part that will be necessary for the back. Also, I'm going to be cutting out the armhole like so. I'll close up my dart, then cut out, and that will be it for this tutorial. Okay, please, if you find this tutorial helpful, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and do it by turning on your notification bell so you can get notified when we upload the part 2 of this tutorial. Guys, please endeavor to subscribe to our channel and invite other soulmates to follow our channel as well. Here is the drafting aspect. See you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.